Keyboard Money Mike, back in the days, was a producer, you know, a music producer. I work with artists either producing or engineering, mixing, arranging the songs, mastering the song, assisting, whatever. I'm somehow collaborated in the project. So I work with artists based on how I describe that. I work with Ultramagnetic MCs. I work with Tim Dog, Boogie Down Production, KRS-One. I worked with Fat Joe, Big Pun, Lord Finesse, Messengers of Funk, Dougie Fresh, DJ Coco Chanel, King of Swing, 5-Star Moet. It's a lot of artists, man. Levi 167, you know, Castle D. Yeah, I know you out there, man. But it's, you know, I just can't sit here and just name every single artist because it'd be like a scroll, you know? But I work with quite a few artists, and those just a few, like Samantha Cole, Marley Marl, you know. Work on Marley Marl on LL Cool J's, one of his songs called Haters at the time. But yeah, I work with quite a few people. Pete Rock. See, I could go on and on and on, so I'm trying to tell you. I can go on and on and on. You know, I worked with quite a few people back in the days. I do a little bit of producing still, but my primary focus, I'm a videographer, I'm a photographer, and I'm a director, and I'm an editor. Okay, let's talk about it. To me, photography is like an art. You know, the world is like a canvas, and everything in the world is the art of it. I love photography because it allows us to go back in time. Like when we wake up, what we see is for that moment. And when we close our eyes, that moment no longer exists anymore. So what I do is I take it back in time. Photography, when you see a picture, it brings back that moment. And it's great memories, it's sad memories, but it's the moment in time that photography allows you to resonate with, allows you to have peace with, or, you know, however you see the image to be, whatever memory you have of that image. Photography is such an art that it brings moments into reality. You know, to be rewarded by someone's eyes looking upon your work, and a group of people get together and they say, I love your work. And I was rewarded in so many ways, besides capturing the moment from landscape, capturing the moment from people, animals, things. My greatest accomplishment was when I was told by Vidita Hanley from Hanley's production, Hanley's collection, she's a designer. She said, hey, YM Fashion Magazine, you know, selected several of your pictures. And I was kind of hyped with that, you know, because I was like, YM Fashion Magazine, who is that? What is that? And she was like, that's the #1 European fashion magazine. And I was, wow, that was amazing. And to see my work with my name on there, Mike Williams, yeah, that's one of my biggest accomplishments on the big stage, of course. But just getting people to say, I love the way it looks when you take the photos. I like the way it looks, you know? That's a big deal. Directing is amazing. I get to work with so many different people. I get to learn from so many different people. I directed TV shows, I directed movies, I directed commercials. You know, so many years in doing this, it's a peace of mind. I love directing. Yeah. Videography is super. It's on a whole new level. Like, when you do videos, it's like photography, capturing the moment. But video, you can more like tell a story. Photography is the art. You can more like get the summary of the overview, you know, image. But video, you can tell a story. You can pretty much take people's mind into another place. You can separate their thought patterns with images and sound on the screen. I love videography. It allowed me to do TV shows. Talk Tease was one of the TV shows that I've done. I also produced and directed Cypot. You know, Cypot is more like a robot that gives these social issues topics to the panel, and the panel will discuss about these social issues. But they said I was ahead of my time. You know, they said the robot giving topics to the panel wasn't quite done before. It was unprecedented, so that was kind of cool, right? I'm always known for starting something new, trend-setting, you know? I'm on that side of the fence, originality. Just want to be someone to give new ideas moving forward, you know? So, yeah, so that's a TV show. So now we go to the films. I have done short films, you know. I did Masquerade. I was in Jamaica when I did that. I did Moon Justice.
What does that stripper have to do with this?
Oh, Pitsy? She's just a bait on the hook, that's all.
Oh, so just like that, you're just gonna let everybody up in here know my business?
I did Cop That.
Space, what the hell you doing, man?
Background. You can't let your enemy force your hand. You gotta make the right move at the right time.
Nigga, been 10 minutes. Make your move before I slap your dumb ass.
Why you gotta be so violent?
I did another short film called Lip Service.
Chris's Lip Service.
I knew you was gonna lay them lips on me like,
Hey, baby.
I really could charge though.
Now, why'd you go there? You know what that does to me, those love.
I produced commercials. You know, I did cooking shows.
Hi, welcome to Queen's Kitchen, and I'm your wonderful chef, Regina.
Regina's Queen's Kitchen. That's the cooking show. I did quite a few things with videography. Like, you could do so much, you know, from cooking shows, TV shows, talk shows, movies, short films, feature films, documentaries, commercials. Yeah, man. I did commercial, a company called VTCC. I did their commercial. That was kind of fun because I was able to put in a character in the commercial to get the point across. It was quite interesting. Videography is quite amazing. It takes me to another world and I love it. When I I got 3 awards at the Mount Vernon International Film Festival. That was definitely a great accomplishment. That was awesome. 3 awards. Got to share that with the cast. That was amazing. And then when I was in Jamaica, I got an award.
Let's put your hands together right there. And I'm going to ask you to put your hands together, hold it right there, and we are going to big up the creators of this wonderful show. I want you to give it up for Keyboard Money Mike. Put your hands together, give it up for Mr. Mike and Mr. Devon Denton over there. Put your hands together for them both.
This is your boy, Leon Parkins out of St. Mary. Comedy in my life, I love it. I just want to say, Comedy Central, big respect.
And I also got an award for establishing one of the first comedians. I ain't gonna say one of the first, but I'm gonna say I established a show that never been accomplished, which is a comedian show on mainstream television in Jamaica for over 10 years.
IT and Fancy Cat are with us, and I know you're glued to your television sets. Let's talk about the phenomenally successful IT and Fancy Cat show. It has just grown from strength to strength. IT, how it started, how the concept came about?
Well, actually, it was a foreigner, an American band, Keyboard Money Mike, who saw us performing on stage. And at the time, he didn't speak to me. He spoke to Fancy Cat, and he said, you know, I think you guys could have a great chemistry on TV, you know, a TV show.
But you hadn't thought of that?
No, not the time. No, we were just going on and doing our live stand-up comedy show. That was our be-all, end-all live stand-up comedy every single time and thing. I mean, he said it took a time before, you know, I would eventually meet with Keyboard Money Mike and, you know, discuss the idea. And, you know, we started to believe that, hey, yes. You know, we could.
I'm the creator and founder of IT and Fancy Cat. I remember doing the opening scene to IT and Fancy Cat. That was quite amazing. You know, they coming off the boat. So from the boat, they had to get to the show. So off the boat and onto a motorcycle. They got onto a motorcycle. They drove that. They got into a secret agent car, and right there, you see a hologram of the agent saying, "You got to get to the show and make people laugh by all means necessary." That was an idea put together, and it was fun doing it because to see it manifest from the actors themselves was a great accomplishment, you know? And then one of the guys, because you know he's a little chubby, like Albert and Costello, because that's what IT and Fancy Cat remind me of, the American comedian Albert and Costello.
Okay, man. Listen, don't tell him to go. Tell him again.
Camera speeding.
Speeding.
Fancy Cat, you see him driving the bike and he's taking the chicken, you know, the chicken off the hands of a lady who's sitting there like, what's going on here, you know? So it was so funny because IT's going through with a speed bike, right? Maybe 1200 cc horsepower. And he has his motorcycle, vroom. And then Fancy Cat get on a moped, right? Because that's all he could find was a moped. So he gets on a moped and he takes it in. And he's going like 10 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. That was just so hilarious. And then they eventually get to the show. And then at the show, I wanted to bring the American spotlight or format to Jamaica. So I suggested we should have like their names in lights, IT and Fancy Cat. And we put their names in lights, and it was like in a TV studio like setting where you have the band, you know, which I also suggested. It was all my concept and my idea, how we put that whole montage together, you know, the intro to the show. And when it manifested, it was one of my greatest accomplishments.
Hey, when IT go up there, brighten the light. When Fancy come back, dim the light the way it was, okay? Hey, come on, hey, Kid, when I hear that, me hear you. When lights go up there, brighten the light. When fancy got go, dim it back. Me hear you, yo, keyboard. Y'all go like man's black.
Ooh, boy. As an editor, man, you really could separate yourself from the world, from reality, you know? Because you create your own reality when you edit. It's always best to have your skills down packed, because as an editor, your mind flows with so much energy and so much ideas. You don't really want to be thinking. You don't really want to be thinking with those ideas. How do I make it come to life? You want to take those ideas and say, yeah, this is what it's going to take to make it come to life. So you want to know your tools as an editor. You want to know how to do graphics. You want to know how to work with softwares, because with these ideas come, you might have to go to Photoshop, you know, to do a little something there to incorporate into the editing. When you may want to know a little bit of After Effects, special effects, 3D effects, so you can incorporate into the timeline. So you want to go to the After Effects and then all of a sudden superimpose these special effects inside your timeline. So you want to know your tools. You know, study all the tools you can learn that you think is going to incorporate in what you do with editing. Editing is absolutely a world that you can bring people together. You can make people cry. You can make people laugh. You can make people exciting. You can make people feel congratulatory, you know, proud of themselves. You could change victims into victors, you know, they're victorious in a situation that is unfortunate. Editing, you can really lift lives. You can really change points of views. You could change everyone's point of view. Editing is amazing. The biggest accomplishment was when I won the award. I was also given the privilege to edit Mariah Carey documentary. MTV was doing a Life Achievement Award for Mariah Carey, and they asked me, and they meaning Sony Pictures, Sony Pictures. Sony said, hey, would you like to, you know, edit Mariah Carey documentary, and it's going to be showcased on MTV. I'm like, yes, of course. And just to go into Sony among other editors and to see the room, how it's aligned, it's so different from, you know, in your small little world, you think how it works, but when you get to the corporate world and you see, you know, even though you think you're the best, but you're among, you know, the elites. And you want to be just like them. You want to be just as good as them. So I was getting encouragement from other editors when I was doing the Mariah Carey documentary. They said, go with your energy, go with your vibes. You know, you share your point of view of Mariah information, you know. What you think the crowd should know, and then it would be finalized with, you know, tweaks of change this or change that. But as an editor, that was one of my biggest accomplishments, for sure. You know, I want people to know that I'm just a guy with great talent, as it shows in my work, a guy who puts 100% behind anything, you know, that I agreed to be a part of. I go all out, 100%. I don't go half and half. I'll be the first one there. I'll be the last one to leave. I'm about trying to get the project done.